Welcome to our pay-per-view special. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to Boardwalk Hall in the famed Atlantic City Boardwalk in southern New Jersey for a highly anticipated rematch in our main event. Scheduled for 12 rounds, middleweights going at it between these two great warriors. Asikinen's ring walk, something special in the air. You can just sense it out of him. He's got his eye on the prize. He has complete focus on his ring walk here.
His opponents in the blue corner, please welcome the Kid Wise.
All right, guys, remember this. Obey my commands at all times. Now let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up.
Round 1 of 12. Well, Teddy, here in this matchup, two guys who tend to go the distance. What do we look for early?
You know, I'm looking to see who can be more consistent in just one area. Who uses their jab a little bit steadier?
Once again to the head. Good-looking two-punch combination there. Asikinen starting to swell here. And a smart counterpunch by White. Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. Asikinen's cut man is going to need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to this eye before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece of metal, onto that place early on.
Great movement to get away from those punches. Off the mark there. Scores well to the belt line again. Asikinen's learning a real hard lesson here, and it's that a corner man can only do so much when you're dealing with this amount of swelling around the eye.
Yeah, you have that end swell in the corner. Of course, it's a piece of metal that you put in ice. It's very cold. It retains the cold, and you place it on the swelling. But once it gets started, as you alluded to, Joe, it's tough to stop it. You got to get that ice or get that end swell on it early on before that swelling gets started, before it gets to this kind of place.
Good job staying away from the danger there. A stabbing hook to the body by White. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. 3 consecutive punches by White. A crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by White. Halfway through round number 2. Teddy, if you could only pick out a few characteristics for a fighter and apply them to them, what would they be?
Well, I think first of all would be the ability to overcome and the ability to be dependable. Everyone looks at the neon things, the speed, the power. They're tangible. We feel comfortable with those things. We can grab onto those things. But what about the talent of somebody being able to make a choice, a hard choice, in a very dark place?
That's a good block by White. Good scoring counterpunch by White. Final 10 seconds of round number 2. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Good block there by White. That shot unable to land. Good way to protect the midsection. Blocks that belt line well. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Way to block there. The kid's mark is impressive. He comes in undefeated. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Hey, if you can throw them all, you may just land them all, and he does with that 4-punch combination. Now, this is just beautiful to watch. Watch how he just links one to the next, Teddy. A beautiful... Oh, that's gotta hurt. White's been stunned. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by White. 10 seconds remaining in this round. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
Block there by White. Asikinen's got to deal with now a cut eye. Right on the mark, both guys with the hook. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. You know, I wonder if he's taking his man lightly, because he is up on the scorecards, but you can see that he is being pressured and pushed.
You know, he's in there with a real solid guy. I don't think he's taking him lightly. It's just that he's in there in the kind of waters he's never been before. Deep waters. And he's swimming harder than he's ever had to swim before.
And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay. And he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
So he decides to go downstairs early on, and I think he'll be happy with that decision later on.
Well, it tells you that he's a well-prepared fighter. His corner came in here with a good game plan. They understood what they had in front of him. A guy that's going to move a little bit. Start going downstairs, taking the air out of the tires, and later on, he'll be in front of you.
And a well-placed counter by White. We come to the end of the round. a round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue or red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. The kid's doing a great job. White's being very efficient right here. I mean, he's just picking his shots. His accuracy is through the roof.
Well, that's one of the talents, and you hope is a talent of a top fighter, is his ability to pick his shots, to be calm enough to see the openings. He's seeing everything right now.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. White stunned and staggered. Nothing there on the punch by White. Well, he's throwing it, but just missed. Isn't landing it. It is unbelievable how this fight is being fought. Both guys unwilling to stop. One guy goes at it, the other guy meets him punch for punch.
Well, you've heard it before. You've heard the term used, one day at a time to deal with something very difficult. Well, this is one round at a time. That is the only way these fighters, these warriors, could deal with this kind of pace.
Asikinen's cheek is ripped open right there. You can see the cut. I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
Teddy, making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Right back to the work up top. Good block by White. Asikinen's now feeling the effects, Teddy, of having his opponent punch right through that guard.
Well, he should feel the effects. I mean, look, Joe, it's kind of like standing out in a rainstorm with an umbrella and all.
Oh, and there you go. Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. A huge uppercut puts him down. The fight is over. White's got the win by way of knockout. He put his man down, and the 10th count was administered.
Your winner and still champion of the world, the Kid White.
He defends his title. For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore saying thanks for being with us.